The 2024 season of football is here. Did the Chiefs start off their attempted three-peat with a victory, or did the Ravens get revenge on last January? San Francisco wants to try and get a run back to the Super Bowl, but did they start this season with a Super Bowl hangover loss to the Jets, or did they come out on top? And how did the three starting QBs from this year's rookie draft class end up doing in their first games of the NFL? All this and more coming up here on Tecmo Rewind. Hello everyone and welcome to Tecmo Rewind. I am your host Joe, and let me just say I am so glad that we are back and doing this. Last year we didn't really get to do what we wanted to do. We ended up having some technical problems that kept us from really being able to complete our season and coverage of it. But we are back and we are ready to go with this season. It is so exciting to see highlights from all around the Tecmo NFL season. But of course, we have to get through all of the games in Week 1 first, before we can get to even more exciting games, hopefully later on in the season. Starting, of course, with our Week 1 Game of the Week. The Baltimore Ravens in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs in AFC Championship game rematch. First quarter, Derrick Henry going to get handed the ball, break a tackle as he breaks free for a 42-yard run. That'll help to set up this touchdown pass. Lamar, all kinds of time. Offensive line just doing great work out there as he looks and finds Mark Andrews for a 13-yard touchdown at 7-0 Baltimore. On the Kansas City drive, Mahomes, plenty of time to throw to his favorite target, Travis Kelce, ties the game up at 7 with that 7-yard touchdown pass. Next drive for the Ravens, Lamar gets it off to Rashad Bateman right in the chest, and Rashad, he is gone. A 45-yard touchdown makes it 14-7. First play of the ensuing drive for the Chiefs. Mahomes looking, waiting, patient. Throw is deep for Rashee Rice, but instead of Rashee Rice, he finds Marlon Humphrey of the Ravens, who picks this one off and takes it back 17 yards. Going into the second quarter, literal first play of the second quarter, Lamar going to try and run forward, but Chris Jones going to take him down 7 yards back. That's all right. A couple plays later, Jackson, play action, roll to his left, throws for Mark Andrews yet again. A 25-yard touchdown pass makes it 21-7 Baltimore. Next drive for Kansas City, toss for Isaiah Pacheco, and he is going to have his first run of the day, and it's going to look amazing on this highlight reel, 31-yard run. However, Chiefs not able to do anything with it, so they're forced to punt. On the Ravens' next drive, Lamar going to take it himself, and he is going to run in for a scrambling touchdown, 30-yard touchdown, makes it 28-7. Mahomes going to get wrapped up and taken out by Travis Jones, sending him back 7 yards. They do push down the field a little more. Mahomes in shotgun formation, though. The offensive line unable to hold back Roquan Smith for a 10-yard sack, so they got to settle for a 44-yard field goal by Harrison Butker to make it 28-10. On the ensuing kickoff, though, Deontay Hardy, this one might just be for the highlight reel rather than actually getting anywhere, but it's still a 32-yard run. We're still going to show that off. Third quarter, Mahomes in the red zone. Unfortunately going to get taken out of the red zone by, once again, Roquan Smith. That'll help to set up this 38-yard field goal by Harrison Butker. It's 28-13. First play of the ensuing drive for the Ravens. Jackson going to hand it off to his new weapon, Derrick Henry, but Henry's going to fumble, rare fumble from King Henry himself. Justin Reed going to pick it up and break 2 tackles on the way to a 28-yard scoop and score, makes it 28-20. Ravens still have the lead, though. Jackson in shotgun formation on the next drive, throws to his left for Zay Flowers, who leaps up for this grab, make it a 30-yard touchdown pass, 35-20 Ravens. On the ensuing Chiefs drive, though, Isaiah Pacheco going to show he should be given the rock more, breaking a tackle, dodging a few, as this is a 35-yard touchdown run, makes it 35-27. Fourth quarter, Lamar hands it off to King Henry, easy 1-yard touchdown run, 42-27 Ravens. Next drive, a throw for Travis Kelce by Patrick Mahomes, intercepted by Kyle Hamilton. sends it back 11 yards the other way. This game is pretty much over, but Lamar wants to seal the deal, and he will with this touchdown pass to Zay Flowers. A 43-yarder makes it 49-27. Kansas City just playing for pride at this point, and Mahomes going to give it to his new weapon himself, Marquise Hollywood Brown, going to take it 54 yards into Ravens territory. However, Mahomes not able to answer because Nnamdi Madubuike gets a sack on him for 6 yards. 49-27, the final score in this one. Ravens get revenge on the AFC Championship game. They go to 1-0 and take on the Raiders next week. Kansas City, meanwhile, drops to 0-1 as they take on Cincinnati. The first game to be played in Brazil for the NFL. Packers taking on the Eagles. First quarter, Jordan Love going to get sent back 5 yards by Jalen Carter, but they keep pushing down the field, and that will help to set up this connection from Love just in time to get it off to Jaden Reed for a 24-yard touchdown, makes it 7-0 Packers. First drive for the Eagles. Hurts going to get it off to his favorite weapon from last season, A.J. Brown, and he's going to struggle to get taken down for a 44-yard pass. That will help to set up this for Hurts, a throw for A.J. Brown. At least that's what I'd like to say if Jair Alexander didn't send it back for a touchback on the interception. That will help to set up a 48-yard pass to Romeo Doubs. And a couple plays later, just give it to Josh Jacobs, the new weapon for Green Bay. 12-yard touchdown run makes it 14-0 Pack. At the end of the first quarter, Hurts dropping back, throws for his new weapon, Jahan Dotson, but it's intercepted by Xavier McKinney. He's going to take about 6 yards. Very next play to start the second quarter, Josh Jacobs yet again a 19-yard touchdown run as he breaks tackles, makes it 21-0. First play of the ensuing drive for the Eagles. Hurts going to get taken down by Isaiah McDuffie, a sack for 7 yards. They're forced to punt. Kayshawn Nixon going to take this one back, but he's going to fumble it. It's going to get picked up by Jordan Mailata, the Australian man, going to make this one a 44-yard scoop and score with it wide open. 21-7 Pack now. However, Pack would drive down the field. Braven Narveson makes it 24-7 off that 46-yard field goal. Next drive for the Eagles, handoff to Saquon Barkley. Former Giant turned Eagle. I'm sure the fans of New York are unhappy to hear me say that. 31-yard run. Nice break off from him. Jalen Hurts going to throw this one for A.J. Brown in the end zone. 21-yard touchdown pass. Makes it 24-14. Packers still have the lead. Ensuing drive. Josh Jacobs going to fumble it. It's going to get picked up by C.J. Gardner-Johnson as he fights for every last yard, but he's not able to score it before the half is over. Third quarter. Jordan Love going to throw for Romeo Doubs yet again. This one a 49-yarder that gets into Philadelphia territory. Very next play, though. Jordan Love going to drop back, and he is going to get sent back 6 yards by Milton Williams. Very next play after that, Love dropping back, but the offensive line even more unprepared for Jalen Carter to sack him back 8 yards. So, Pack, unfortunately, forced to punt. That'll help to set up the Eagles. Jalen Hurts throwing for Devonta Smith, who's got about one man to beat, unable to beat him as he gets tied up by his shoelaces there. Next play, Hurts going to throw for Jahan Dotson. It's a touchdown. It's 24-21 Packers. Packers next drive. Love going to try and run forward, but Jordan Davis there to take down Jordan Love on a 5-yard sack. Very next play, Love going to throw for Jaden Reed. Unfortunately, it's intercepted. Isaiah Rodgers with the pickoff there for an 11-yard send the other way. Very next play, Hurts going to run forward. Preston Smith takes their revenge on that with a 7-yard sack. So, Hurts going to look and throw for his new wide receiver, Jahan Dotson. Unable to be found. It is Xavier McKinney yet again on him. So, the Packers would get the ball back, and Love going to drive down the field. Another run by Josh Jacobs, sending it 9 yards in for a touchdown. It's 31-21 Green Bay. Next drive for Philly. Hurts going to get wrapped up by Kenny Clark. And that's the least of their problems. Jalen Hurts injured on the 6-yard sack. Who's the backup? the guy from the other side of the state, Kenny Pickett, who they just traded for in the offseason with the Steelers. And he's going to make a name for himself in this fourth quarter. A 2-yard punch in makes it 31-28. Ensuing kickoff, Kayshawn Nixon going to take it 29 yards. That should help to make it back for the loss that he had on the punt return. So that'll help to set up Jordan Reed throwing for, that's not Jaden Reed. That's Reed Blankenship, who sends it back 2 yards. But that's all right. Packers get it back, and they do the same thing again. Attempt for Jaden Reed instead gets found by Reed Blankenship. Sends it back 13 yards. That'll help to set up Kenny Pickett in the red zone. Kayshawn Nixon, though, going to sack Kenny. Very next play, Pickett going to get found and taken down by Quay Walker for a loss of 9 yards. That means Jake Elliott's got to use his leg to tie this one up. 31-31. Close game, though. Kayshawn Nixon, though, going to try and set this one up for his quarterback. He takes this one 33 yards. And the Packers going to drive down the field enough for Braden Narveson, the rookie kicker, to send it through. It's 34-31 Pack. However, the Eagles still have a chance to respond. Rodgers back to return this one. He's going to take it back from the 1. He's going to get this one up to about the 16-yard line. So, Eagles don't have much time. 46 seconds. Can Kenny Pickett make this a game winner? Well, his first pass is to Dallas Goedert, and that's a first down, but they don't need a first down. They need to at least get into Packers territory, which they do. Very next play, 16 seconds. They're running out of time. Gonna toss it to Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, can he break free? No, he can't. The Packers come out on top 34-31 in a very close game. Green Bay goes to 1-0. They get Indy next week. Philadelphia dropping to 0-1. They should be proud of themselves, but will they have Jalen Hurts? We'll find out next week as they take on Atlanta. Speaking of Atlanta, they were taking on Kenny Pickett's former team in the Pittsburgh Steelers this week in Atlanta. First quarter, new quarterback for Atlanta, Kirk Cousins, gonna throw for Bijan Robinson. Bijan, the mustard man, gonna take this one 49 yards. A couple plays later, Cousins gonna toss for Bijan yet again. But he is going to get wrapped up, and then he's going to fumble it. And who picks it up? It's T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt! He's got one man to beat. Is he gone? Yes, he will be gone. It's a 66-yard scoop and score by T.J. Watt. It's 7-0 Pittsburgh. Ensuing kickoff. Avery Williams, though, going to try and give some good field position for Atlanta. 30-yard kick return. Very next play, a throw for Tyler Algier. It's picked up by Jalen Elliott, who gets taken down almost immediately. That'll help to set up Russell Wilson in good territory. He's going to try and run forward with this one, and he's going to fumble the ball. He gets picked up by A.J. Terrell for 7 yards. Very next play, though, Cousins going to throw for Darnell Mooney. Instead, he finds Jalen Elliott, who sends it back 8 yards. Very next play, Wilson going to try and redeem himself. Looking, gonna fire to his right for Pat Freiermuth in the end zone, in the corner. Touchdown makes it 14-0 Steel Curtain. Cousins going to get sacked by Cameron Hayward, sending him back 9 yards. They'll be forced to punt. Second quarter, a throw for Pat Freiermuth, yet again a touchdown. 12-yard pass from Russell Wilson. Next drive for Atlanta. Tyler Algier going to get handed the ball, but he's going to fumble it, and it's recovered by T.J. Watt again. That'll help to set up Chris Boswell for a field goal, a 50-yarder, but it doinks off the left upright, so it's still 21-0. So Atlanta, next drive, Cameron Hayward going to sack Kirk Cousins, send him back 9 yards. A Younghoe Koo attempted kick is blocked by Pittsburgh, and it's picked up by T.J. Watt. He sends it back 13 yards. That'll help out Pittsburgh. Wilson going to play action, looking, careful, throw for George Pickens, but it's picked by Justin Simmons. Nice leaping interception there. Go back the other way. That'll help to set up Cousins, hopefully. He's sacked by Larry Ogunjobi. So Atlanta forced to punt. Next drive for the Steelers. Wilson, looking, waiting, throwing for Van Jefferson. Unfortunately, he doesn't find Van Jefferson. He finds Jesse Bates, who's going to take it back the other way, 14 yards. That'll help to set up end of the half. Younghoe Koo, 42-yard field goal, so Atlanta's at least on the board. Third quarter, Cousins going to look and find Darnell Mooney. This time he does find him for the touchdown, a 25-yard pass, makes it 21-10. Pittsburgh still has the lead, though. Russell Wilson going to get wrapped up and taken down by Zach Harrison, sends him back 5 yards. They drive down the field, but they got to rely on Chris Boswell for some points. This time a 57-yarder goes through. It's 24-10. Patrick Queen, the new Steeler, going to sack Kirk Cousins and send back 9 yards. Atlanta be forced to punt. Wilson going to try and run forward with this himself, and he will make a 10-yard scramble for a touchdown. It's 31-10. But Atlanta hopefully not done. Cousins going to throw for Drake London, who's wide open for the touchdown, 31-17. But it will not matter. Younghoe Koo going to try for the onside kick, going to get picked up by the Steelers. And that's just going to set up a Russell Wilson 47-yard touchdown pass to Van Jefferson. No one anywhere even close to his vicinity with this touchdown. 38-17. Atlanta will come away with a loss here. Not before Algier gets tackled on a fourth down conversion attempt. Pittsburgh goes to 1-0. They take on Denver next week. Meanwhile, Atlanta dropping to 0-1. They get to take on Philly. Cardinals and Bills. Last time these two teams met, it was an explosive finish. First quarter, Josh Allen going to get sacked by Kaiser White, sends him back 11 yards. But they would drive down the field. That 11-yard sack, not going to be much of a problem for Josh Allen. He's going to throw for rookie Keon Coleman, who's got the touchdown here, 7-0 Buffalo. On the Cardinals' first drive, Kyler going to look and decide, I'll take it myself. I was out of the league for a while last year. I'm deciding I'm going to make a big bang this year to start. 33-yard run. That'll help set up this play in the red zone for Arizona. Murray going to hand it off to James Conner, going to make an 11-yard touchdown. It's tied up at 7. Next drive for the Bills, they drive down the field, get into the red zone. Allen, all kinds of time, going to run forward though and throw for Khalil Shakir. He's going to take this one for a touchdown. It's 14-7 Buffalo. Next drive for Arizona. Murray going to try and scramble again, but this time Von Miller says no, sends him back 6 yards. They'd be forced to punt. Second quarter, Josh Allen going to throw this one for James Cook on the toss. Going to try and get through. He can't. It's going to get picked up by Jalen Thompson, who's taking it back the other way. A 30-yard recovery by him. That'll help to get Arizona into some good field position later on. A 59-yard field goal by Matt Prater doinks in. It's 14-10. Ensuing kickoff. Brandon Codrington going to take this one to about the 20, but he's going to fumble it. It's going to get picked up by Roy Lopez, who will give Arizona some real good field position to start. So in the very next play, Murray going to throw this one for Michael Wilson for a touchdown. It's 17-14. First play of the ensuing drive. Allen going to try and run forward with this one, but he's going to get wrapped up and taken in by Justin Jones, sends him back 4 yards. Then, 2nd and 9. Allen dropping back, running out of time, throw for Khalil Shakir. No! He gets the Buda Baker of the Cardinals, who did pretty well last year for Arizona. That'll help set up Kyler Murray, scrambling this one, and it turns from a scramble to a full-on run. A 26-yard touchdown makes it 24-14. Arizona. First play of the ensuing drive. Allen going to look for Cook, and it's Baker instead of the Cook that he finds, who sends it back 7 yards. That'll help set up this connection with rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. A 23-yard touchdown makes it 31-14 Arizona. Third quarter. Murray going to run forward, tries to throw it, but can't get it off in time. Daquan Jones takes him down for a loss of 2, but they keep driving forward, and James Conner going to run with this one for a touchdown for 5 yards out, 38-14. Next kickoff. Brandon Codrington going to get taken down at about the 19, and he is hurt. That is not going to be great for the special teams, so he's going to get taken out, and Ray Davis is coming in. Bills would drive down the field, and Allen going to hand this one off to James Cook for a 1-yard run, 38-21. Arizona's next drive. Murray going to get taken down by Ed Oliver, sending him back 9 yards. Very next play, though, Murray, not a problem, he says to that sack, because what's he looking for? He's looking for his best rookie, Marvin Harrison Jr. 58-yard pass. Murray going to then throw this one for Trey McBride, who gets the touchdown, 45-21. We go into the fourth quarter. Josh Allen needs to make something good. Throw for Dalton Kincaid. Oh, no, that's Jalen Thompson who's going to get the ball back for Arizona. Murray going to try and run forward. He's going to get taken down by Teron Johnson for a 2-yard loss. And then a couple plays later, Von Miller gets to him. He says, "Remember me," sends him back 7 yards. That'll force the Cardinals to punch. That's good for the Bills. Josh Allen got to look for somebody. Going to throw for Keon Coleman. He gets the touchdown here. It's 45-28. The Cardinals would drive down the field. Matt Prater kicks a 33-yarder, 48-28. Ensuing kickoff. Ray Davis going to take this one to about the 12, and now he's injured. So that means Ty Johnson is going to be the next man up for them on kick and punt returns. Hopefully, he does not get hurt either. But Buffalo, they need more than just kick and punt returns. They need good playmaking. And this one, Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir! Can he? Could he? Will he? He is gone! 88 yards! That's what Buffalo needs. But what they don't need is Matt Prater kicking a 33-yarder. 51-35. Arizona with a big win in this one. They're going to go to 1-0 on a jump to start their season. They take on division rival LA Rams next week. Buffalo, they go to 0-1 in their next game down in Miami. Alright, enough about rookie wide receivers. What about the rookie QBs? Caleb Williams going to be starting for the Bears today. They take on the Titans first quarter. Handoff from Williams to DeAndre Swift. Swift going to fumble it, and it's going to get kicked up by Roger McCreary of the Titans. He's going to get wrapped up, and he's going to keep fighting for yards. Very next play, Will Levis going to throw for DeAndre Hopkins. Gets a 21-yard touchdown, makes it 7-0 Tennessee. Then, next drive for the Bears, Williams going to get wrapped up and taken down by Jeffrey Simmons for an 8-yard sack. A couple plays later, and off to DeAndre Swift yet again, but Swift's going to get taken down, and this time it's another fumble, but it's picked up by Kenneth Murray this time. He sends it back 9 yards. Titans would drive down the field, and Levis going to play action, but the Bears expecting that Tremaine Edmonds gets the 9-yard sack. So that means that Nick Folk going to kick this one from 37 yards out, but it's wide right, still 7-0. Very next play, Williams going to try and run forward, going to get taken down by Tavondre Sweat, the rookie lineman. Second quarter, Williams looking, waiting, going to throw this one for Keenan Allen. It's the rookie's first touchdown pass. We're tied up at 7. Next drive, though, Will Levis looking for his new weapon. It's Calvin Ridley on this one. 50-yard pass. Give good position for Will Levis to look and throw for DeAndre Hopkins. 26-yard touchdown pass makes it 14-7 Tennessee. Next drive for the Bears. Williams going to try and run forward to try and get some better position. He's wrapped up. He's taken down by Kenneth Murray. Familiar name for that one. But Bears got plenty of time. Throw is for Keenan Allen yet again. Gets the touchdown, ties this one up at 14. First play of the ensuing drive. Levis going to throw for this for Tyjae Spears, but it gets picked off. That looked to be Caleb Murray. And on the first play from scrimmage on that drive following that interception, Williams going to throw for Keenan Allen. 21-14, Bears take their first lead. But the Titans will not go away that easily in the night. A throw for DeAndre Hopkins. A 32-yard touchdown pass ties this one up at 21. Third quarter, Levis throwing for Hopkins yet again. And Hopkins, can he? Could he? Will he? He won't. He's going to get taken down at the 15-yard line. That'll help to set up this eventual Tyjae Spears 5-yard touchdown run. It's 28-21 Tennessee. Ensuing kickoff, Velus Jones Jr. Going to take this one to the 30-ish for a 32-yarder since he started in his own end zone. But Williams is going to get wrapped up and taken down by Ernest Jones for a 9-yard loss. A couple plays later, Williams with a man in motion. Going to try and run forward again. This time it's Jeffrey Simmons, so that means they're forced to punt. Tennessee's next drive, Will Levis, the Mayo man, going to get taken down from behind by Andrew Billings, so they'd be forced to punt on the ensuing punt return. Velus Jones Jr. going to take this one to the 10, and he is going to be hurt. So Jones is going to get taken out. Khalil Herbert now in on the kick and punt returns. Caleb Williams going to go into avenging mode with that one, as he's going to throw for Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen wide open. He's got some good room to run. He's into Tennessee territory, but the defense catches up to him. It's a 55-yard pass, though. That's still very impressive. Very next play, Williams says, you know what? I liked it so nice the first few times. I'm going to do it again. A touchdown pass to Keenan Allen. 35-yard touchdown ties this up at 28. First play of the ensuing drive. Handoff to Tony Pollard, the former Cowboy. He does not get very far, and he is hurt. Tony Pollard taken out of the game. So Julius Chestnut going to come in at running back number 1 position. Will Levis going to try for the play action, but Montez Sweat going to send him back 9 yards. Fourth quarter, after Levis tries to drive down the field, throw for Calvin Ridley in the end zone. That's a touchdown, 38-5-28. We got a close game here. Herbert going to take this one all the way to the 22. Oh no, now he's hurt on that kick return. So who's the next man up for Chicago at kick and punt return? It's Roschon Johnson. A couple plays later, Williams got plenty of time, right? Gonna try and run forward, and he is taken down by Roger McCreary, sends him back 3 yards. But a couple plays later, that's all right, says Williams. Gonna play action, roll to his right. Who's he looking for? DJ Moore. Moore. Can he? Could he? Will he? He's short, but that was a 4th down conversion for 66 yards. That'll help set up DeAndre Swift for a punch in for 1 yard. Ties this game up at 35. Ensuing kickoff. Spears going to fumble the ball. It's picked up by Kyler Gordon for the 10-yard scoop and score. It's 42-35 Bears. We're running low on time. Levis throws for Tyjae Spears. Incomplete. That was on 4th down. Are the Titans done? Well, not if the defense can hold. And Jeffrey Simmons, he gets to Caleb Williams for the 8-yard sack. They're forced to punt. A throw for DeAndre Hopkins. Incomplete. Next play, a throw for DeAndre Hopkins by Will Levis to his right. This time he gets it. And Hopkins, oh, our camera going to zoom in on that one with a little bit of a glitchiness there. He gets to the 50. This next play, overthrow. 2nd down, Levis going to throw his to his left for Calvin Ridley. Ridley, can he? Could he? Will he? He will. Ties it up at 42. Calvin Ridley, he's got reason to celebrate this one. The extra point, if they can make it. Nick Folk, he missed the field goal earlier, but he gets it this time. So the Bears, 10 seconds left. Could we see a miracle play? Well, Williams going to try and run forward. He's going to get taken down by Ernest Jones. We're going to the first overtime game of the season. Tied up at 42. The Titans call tails. It's actually heads. So the Bears will get possession first. Williams going to get sacked, though, in overtime by T'Vondre Sweat. They're forced to punt. Will Levis going to play action. Throw for DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins going to get into Chicago territory. And he's taken down at about the 41. And Levis, well, he's going to look for Calvin Ridley this time for the 1st down. He gets into the red zone. So Nick Folk needs to make a 31-yard field goal. Folk, kick up on the way. It looks like it's left, but it doinks in. 45-42. Tennessee with a huge win. Oh my goodness, I am out of breath watching that. I can only imagine how both teams are feeling. As the Titans gonna go to 1-0 as they take on the Jets next week. Chicago, they go to 0-1, but Caleb Williams looked amazing there. They head to Houston next week. Let's see if he can get his first win there. Patriots drafted their own rookie QB this year, but they decided to have him be backup to Jacoby Brissett as they head to Cincinnati. First quarter, Brissett going to get taken down by B.J. Hill for a 7-yard sack. They'd be forced to punt. First drive for the Bengals. Burrow going to drop back, looking, throwing for Andre Yoshivas, but it's picked off by Kyle Duggar, who sends it back 12 yards. I'll get good field position for the Patriots with Jacoby Brissett going to throw this one. Jalen Polk for the touchdown. Makes it 7-0 New England. Next drive for Cincinnati. Burrow going to try and run forward, and he's going to get taken down by Dietrich Wise for a 4-yard sack. Very next play, though, Joe Burrow. Joe Cool Burrow throws for T. Higgins. Higgins! Can he? Could he? Will he? Defense unable to catch up with him. He is too far gone. 81-yard touchdown pass ties this game up at 7. Patriots next drive. Throw for Polk is going to get caught, and he's going to get to the red zone, but he fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Von Bell, and Bell going to take this one back 41 yards into Patriots territory. That'll help to set up this Evan McPherson 52-yard field goal to make it 10-7 Cincinnati. Second quarter, after the Patriots were forced to punt, a throw for Yoshivash. This time, redemption. 14-yard touchdown makes it 17-7 Cincinnati. New England's next drive for second to get wrapped up and taken down by Logan Wilson for a loss of 9. Very next play, Brissett dropping back. This time going to try and run forward to get better view, and he's going to get wrapped up. Breaks the tackle, but then gets wrapped up again. This time it's Cam Taylor with a sack for 2 yards. So Joey Sly got to make a 37-yard field goal, and he makes it 17-10. Bengals still have the lead. Ensuing drive. Burrow going to hand it off for Zach Moss. Moss going to fumble it and get picked up. Did he get the first down? It looked to be Orlando Brown Jr. He did not. It's a third down. So Cincinnati, well, they would convert eventually. But Burrow going to get wrapped up. Going to try and break a tackle. Unable to break this one. Juwan Bentley for the 3-yard sack. A couple plays after another punt. Bengals would get the ball back, but at the end of the second quarter, Juwan Bentley gets to Joe Burrow yet again. Third quarter, a toss to Zach Moss, and Moss going to take this one way deep until he fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by Kyle Duggar, who takes it back the other way. Break a tackle, why don't you? Makes it a 16-yard fumble recovery. That'll hopefully set up something good for Jacoby Brissett. B.J. Hill going to send back 6 yards, so that means Joey Sly got to make a 45-yard field goal. But it's Joey Sly. He was wildly inaccurate for the Commanders last year. 45-yard field goal does not go his way this year. That's a miss. So Joe Burrow going to find T. Higgins. Higgins! This time, a little bit more contested, but he still got a touchdown here. 24-10 Cincinnati. Patriots would be forced to punt, and Burrow going to throw this one for Jamar Chase. Chase! Not able to break free quite like Higgins was on his touchdown pass. That's all right. Burrow still got plenty of weapons. Going to get taken out by Devon Godchow, though, this time for 4-yard loss. But a couple plays later, Burrow going to hook up with Chase, and this time it is a touchdown from 16 yards out. 31-10 Cincinnati. Fourth quarter, fourth down, a throw for a toss for Ramondre Stevenson. 2-yard touchdown makes it 31-17. Patriots need some help. Cincinnati was forced to punt. For a second to try and run forward, but Trey Hendrickson gets him for a sack for 7 yards. A couple plays later, Brissett dropping back, unable to get it off in time before Logan Wilson gets him for the 10-yarder. It's a turnover on downs. So Cincinnati with great field position, but Keon White going to get to Burrow for the 8-yard loss. So Evan McPherson going to do it with his leg for a 35-yard field goal. It's 34-17 Cincinnati. This one's in garbage time now. The Patriots going to still play for pride. Second to throw for Ramondre Stevenson, but it bounces off his arms. Did I mention that was fourth down? Because that was fourth down. That was a turnover on downs. So Burrow, doesn't really need to do much. This Marcus Jones sack for a loss of 9? Not much. But on the very next play, Burrow says, you know what? Let's just add up to the pain. The Patriots have been tormenting the league for years. 32-yard touchdown makes this one 41-17. Bengals with the victory here. They, however, don't get an easy game next week. They take on Kansas City in Kansas City. Patriots, though, dropping to 0-1. They'll take on Seattle next week. Now from Ohio, we go one state west to Indiana, where the Colts are hosting Texans for an AFC South rivalry. First quarter, Anthony Richardson doesn't like what he sees, going to do it himself. And Anthony Richardson, he's going to take this one into Texans territory for a 40-yard run. They drive down the field a little more, and Richardson going to look and throw for Michael Pittman Jr. in the corner, 7-0. Texans would punt. Colts would get the ball and drive down the field. Matt Gay's kick is blocked. It's blocked, but it's going to get picked up by Kyle Granson, the running back, He's going to take this one in for the touchdown on a 17-yard scoop and score, but it's an offensive scoop and score. Next drive, Stroud going to try and run forward. He's going to get wrapped up and taken down by Zaire Franklin. That man terrorizes anybody that the Colts play on defense when they're on defense. Going to hand this one off to Jonathan Taylor. And Taylor going to run this one for a 30-yarder. And that'll help to set up this field goal by Matt Gay, 55 yards, this time not blocked at 17-0. Ensuing kickoff, Damian Pierce going to take this one, and he is going to take it 32 yards. Gets past the 30-yard line. That gives some good field position for the Texans. And Stroud going to run forward, plenty of time. Just in time gets it off to Stephon Diggs. No one even close to him. That is a touchdown to make it 17-7. A 64-yard touchdown, might I add. A throw for Kyle Granson unfortunately gets picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. Good field position for Houston. Stroud going to drop back and then get wrapped up by who else? Zaire Franklin. 2-yard loss on that one. A couple plays later, Stroud dropping back. Going to look and throw for Stephon Diggs. Diggs! Sideline touchdown, 17-14. That's how we end the half. Third quarter, Stroud going to try and run forward. Going to get wrapped up. This time it's by Kwity Paye. 7-yard loss. Very next play, Stroud going to try for a screen pass to his running back, Joe Mixon. It's picked off, though, by Kenny Moore, the second. Very next play, Richardson going to hand this one off to his running back, Jonathan Taylor. And Taylor going to have no problem zigging and zagging around the defense for a 12-yard touchdown. 24-14 Indianapolis. Next drive for Houston. Stroud going to look and throw to his left for Stephon Diggs. Diggs pretty much wide open. Can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get wrapped up at the 1.5. That is unfortunate, but that's all right. Very next play. Stroud going to throw it to him into the corner of the end zone. A bullet toss for a touchdown. 24-21. Ensuing kickoff, Anthony Gould going to be hurt on this 14-yard kick return. That is unfortunate. So that means that for kick returns and punt returns, we're going to rely on Trey Sermon. A couple plays later, Colts will drive down the field. Anthony Richardson going to look and throw for Michael Pittman Jr. Dives for the touchdown, stretching out with it. 31-21 Colts. Texans would punt, so the Colts would get it back on that next drive. Richardson going to throw for Adonai Mitchell. But he fumbles. Oh, but it's recovered by Josh Downs. And he takes it even further to the 27. Nice job there, Josh. Very next play, Richardson going to throw for Adonai Mitchell. And this time, there's no need to worry about him fumbling. He gets the touchdown. 38-21 Colts. Fourth quarter, Stroud needs to do something. Throw is for Nico Collins. It's incomplete. And that was on fourth down, so it's a turnover on downs. Richardson going to toss this one for Jonathan Taylor. And Taylor got no one who's even going to come close to touching him. He gets a 29-yard touchdown run. Makes this one 45-21. C.J. Stroud, can he be the hero Houston needs? He's going to throw this one for Tank Dell. And Dell, he's got a man coming up on him. Can he beat him in a foot race? Yes, he will. That's a touchdown to make it 45-28 on the 85-yarder, might I add. But Anthony Richardson, he's going to drive down the field for the Colts, running into a lineman, and he's going to burst through, but he's going to fumble the ball. Unfortunately for him, it's picked up by Kamari Lannister. Lannister going to take it back 21 yards, so the Texans might have some life in them. Going to toss it to Joe Mixon. Mixon going to run this one for 30 yards. Texans got to hurry. He's not able to break through, but he does get to the red zone. And Stroud going to drop back, looking, throwing for Nico Collins. Got the touchdown, makes it 45-35. But they would go for the onside kick, and they'd miss. First play of the ensuing drive. Richardson, all sorts of time. Throw is for Michael Pittman Jr. He's got him with the leaping catch. Pittman Jr. only got one man to beat, unable to beat him. That's a 44-yard pass. And on the very next play, Richardson going to throw for him again in the corner of the end zone for the 52-35 lead. Well, the Texans are all but done here. Actually, they are done. This is garbage time. But throw for Stephon Diggs, that's going to be for the highlight reel, as this one is not going to be a score, but it's a 67-yarder. Looked pretty good. But the Colts will be the ultimate victors today over the Texans, 52-35. They had a 1-0 record as they take on Green Bay next week in Lambeau. Meanwhile, Houston dropping to 0-1. Like we said earlier, they take on the Bears next week. Our final AFC South team, the Jaguars. We're having an in-state battle with the Miami Dolphins down in Hard Rock Stadium. First quarter, Lawrence going to get this one off to Christian Kirk. Got one man coming up on him, and then the rest of the defense. Can he beat them out? No, he can't, but he gets an 81-yarder. That looked pretty nice. That sets up good field position for Lawrence to look and find Evan Ingram in the end zone with a leaping catch for a touchdown. 7-0 Jags. Dolphins would drive down the field themselves, and Tua going to throw for Tyreek Hill, who's going to have his own jumping catch to land into the end zone. Tied up at 7. Jaguars would drive down the field, and the throw for Evan Ingram in the end zone makes it 14-7. But the Dolphins on their next drive, Tua going to throw for, once again, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill got 2 men to beat. Now it's just 1 man. Can he do it? No, he can't, but he's going to make it look good with a 61-yard reception there. Fortunately, the Dolphins not able to score a touchdown, but Jason Sanders will make it a 41-yarder. It's 14-10. On the ensuing kickoff, Devin Duvernay is going to take this one 35 yards, get to about the 33-yard line. Second quarter, Lawrence going to hand this one off to Travis Etienne for the 11-yard touchdown run, makes it 21-10 Jags. Ensuing drive for the Dolphins. Tagovailoa going to get taken down by Foye Oluokun for a 7-yard sack. Very next play, though, Tua looking and finding Tyreek Hill, of course. 21-17 Jaguars. First play of the ensuing drive. Lawrence going to look for Travis Etienne on the screen pass, but it finds Javon Holland for the 9-yard pick 6. Makes it 24-21. Dolphins have the lead. Next drive, Lawrence going to throw for Christian Kirk, but he finds Jalen Ramsey, who gets the nice looking pick there. Fortunately, Dolphins not able to do anything with it. They're forced to punt. On the next drive for the Jaguars, Travis Etienne going to run this one into Dolphins territory and first down. Fumbles it, but he fumbles it out of bounds. Smart. Very next play, Lawrence going to try and run forward, but Jordan Brooks was there as a spy who gets the 2-yard sack on to end the half. Third quarter, Tua looking, throwing for Jalen Waddle. You can't forget to cover Waddle, but he fumbles the ball, and it's going to bounce around before he gets recovered by Tyson Campbell, who gets the 17-yard recovery on that one. That's good for the Jags, as Lawrence going to toss this one to Travis Etienne, who's going to run in for the touchdown. It's 28-24 Jaguars. First play in the ensuing drive, Tagovailoa going to turn the ball over as it's picked up by Josh Hines-Allen for the 7-yard scoop and score. Makes it 35-24. The Dolphins would punt, and the Jaguars are going to throw this one. Jordan Poyer going to intercept the pass for Gabe Davis. But on the ensuing drive, Devin Lloyd going to make this one a 15-yard scoop and score. It's 42-24. First play of the ensuing drive, which just so happens to start the fourth quarter. Devon Achane. He's going to run this one. It's a 38-yarder. The Dolphins do not want to go away easily. Very next play, Tua Tagovailoa runs and throws for Tyreek Hill. Hill going to get the touchdown here, 42-31. First play in the ensuing drive, Lawrence going to run forward, but he's going to get found by Jordan Brooks. Nice play by the defense. A couple plays later, Lawrence dropping back, going to try and run forward with it, and he's going to get taken down by David Long. So they drive down the field a little more. Lawrence going to hand this one off to Travis Etienne, but he fumbles it, and it's picked up by Jordan Poyer. So the Dolphins are not done yet. They're still down by 11, though. Hand off to Devon Achane, and Achane on the fourth down conversion, running 21 yards. Very next play, Tagovailoa tosses it to his other running back, Raheem Mostert. Mostert gonna take this one the first down and more. He's gonna take this one into the red zone for a 38-yard run. Unfortunately, not able to do anything with it, so they're gonna settle for the points, 42-34. Jaguars have to do something to put away the Dolphins. They're only up by 8. Lawrence gonna throw for Christian Kirk, who leaps up to get this one. It's gonna be into Dolphins territory, deep, just outside the red zone. But unfortunately, it's a Pyrrhic on a 44-yarder, so Parker Washington going to come in. Jaguars have to put this game away. Lawrence, plenty of time, Throw is for Ingram. No! It gets picked off by Jalen Ramsey again. So the Dolphins have life. Toss for Raheem Mostert. Mostert going to get the first down. Next play. Tua looking. Throwing for Devon Achane out of bounds. He didn't have it with him. So, very next play. A throw is for Waddle on the sideline. Waddle tippy-toeing as he gets the first down. He fumbles the ball. But lucky for him, it bounces out of bounds. That's good for him. Tua looking, throwing. He finds Jalen Waddle. Waddle's got the touchdown. But it's 42-41. They got to get the onside kick and hope for a miracle. Travis Etienne going to recover this one for the Jaguars. And they will get the victory. 42-41 in a nail-biter. Jaguars go to 1-0 and they get Cleveland next week. Miami dropping 0-1. They have to take on division rival Buffalo. Fortunately for them, it's down in Florida. Now out to the Big Easy, where the Saints are hosting the Panthers. First quarter, Carr looking, going to run forward, and he's going to throw this one for Chris Olave. Olave dodges the tackle. Can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get taken down just outside, but that's a 74-yarder. Nice job there, Chris. So that'll help set up the Taysom Hill 4-yard touchdown the very next play, 7-0 New Orleans. On the next drive, Panthers would drive down the field. Eddie Pinheiro kicks it in for 27 yards. It's 7-3. First play of the ensuing drive for the Saints. Carr going to get wrapped up and taken down by Derek Brown. Very next play after that, Carr going to hand this one off to Taysom Hill. Hill going to fumble the ball. It's going to get picked up by Xavier Woods, and Woods going to take this one back. Almost makes it a scoop and score. A couple plays later, Young going to get sacked by Willie Gay for 6 yards. That'll have to set up this Eddie Pinheiro 33-yarder. It's 7-6. Not much scoring going on in the first quarter. And Carr, well, he says, I can change that. Looking and throwing to Rashid Shaheed. He is deep. He leaps up for this one. He is gone. This one is an 81-yarder. No one anywhere even close to him. 14-6. Second quarter. Young dropping back. Defensive line breaks through. Chase Young with the 8-yard sack. They'd be forced to punt. Derek Carr going to get sacked himself. And he's going to fumble the ball. It's going to get picked up by Derek Brown of the Panthers. So that's good field position for Carolina. Young going to look and throw for Jonathan Mingo to his right side, who dives for it. He gets into the red zone, and he is going to fumble the ball. It bounces around, but it fumbled out of bounds. Fortunate for the Panthers. That will set up this A. Pinheiro 29-yard field goal is what I would say if it didn't doink off the right upright 29-yarder. Carr gets the ball and throws it to Alvin Kamara. Kamara gets wrapped up, but he fumbles the ball. It's got to get picked up by somebody, right? Bouncing around, and it gets picked up by Chris Olave. He is there for the 13-yard scoop and score. It's 21-6 Saints. But Chase Young going to end the first half with a sack of Bryce Young, sending him back 7 yards. Third quarter, Panthers the ball. Bryce Young going to try and run forward with it. Chase Young there for him again for the 2-yard sack. That's why he is the Rookie of the Year in 2020. Saints first possession of the second half. Carr going to throw for Rashid Shaheed. He is going to take this one deep into Carolina territory for a 52-yarder. A couple plays later, Carr dropping back. Defense breaks through. Josie Jewell with the 8-yard sack. That'll have to set up this Blake Groupie 32-yard field goal. It's 24-6 New Orleans. After a couple of punts, Eddie Pinheiro going to try and redeem himself, and he does with this 37-yarder. It's 24-9 Saints. Ensuing kickoff, Rashid Shaheed. He is going to take this one to the 15-yard line, and he is hurt. A 17-yard kick return, and he is down. So Cedric Wilson Jr. going to come in at wide receiver. Jamal Williams is going to come in at kick and punt returner. Very next play, though, Carr going to be sacked by Ashawn Robinson. So the Saints will be forced to punt. Fourth quarter, Young looking, throwing for Jonathan Mingo deep. Jonathan Mingo gets into the red zone, but he's going to get taken down at the 11. Still, a 45-yard pass, nothing to sneeze at to start the fourth quarter. And then a toss for Chuba Hubbard, 4-yard punch in, makes it 24-16. But the Saints will get the ball back, and Blake Grupe will kick this one in from 42 yards out, 27-13. First play of the ensuing drive. Panthers need some help to get some life in them. Young going to get wrapped up, and he's going to get taken down by Kalen Saunders for a loss of 4. Eddie Pinheiro tries to get some points on the board. Unfortunately, he's going to miss it wide right, so the Saints are going to get the ball back. Carr going to look and throw for Chris Olave, his wide receiver 1, unable to come down with the ball. That's Jordan Fuller is going to take it back 18 yards. That's good field position for Carolina, and they're going to need it. Young going to run forward. Willie Gay gets the sack, sending him back 2 yards. Very next play, 4th down. Young going to hand this one off to Chuba Hubbard. Hubbard! Is he going to get the first down? No, he's short. It's a turnover on downs. So the Saints are going to come away with the win. They just need to put it away. As long as they don't make any mistakes. But throwing to Chris Olave is not a mistake this time. He's going to take this one to the 24-yard line on the 46-yard pass. This one is over. But the Panthers, they're going to make it heck for Derek Carr. DJ Johnson going to get to Carr. And Blake Grupe going to make this 43-yard field goal. 30-16. New Orleans with the victory there. They go to 1-0, and they head to Dallas next week. Meanwhile, Carolina drops to 0-1 as they take on the Chargers. Vikings taking on the Giants. First quarter, literally the first thing that happens. C.J. Ham going to take this one 43 yards out of the end zone, essentially. So that sets up good field position for Sam Darnold, who's played in this building before, but wearing green instead of purple. He runs forward and gets a throw off for Justin Jefferson, who gets the touchdown. That makes it 7-0. First drive for the Giants. Daniel Jones going to throw this one for Wan'Dale Robinson, but instead he finds Stephon Gilmore, who gets the interception. Very next play. Darnold going to try and run forward with this one, but he gets sacked by Dexter Lawrence, sending him back 4 yards. Very next play, though. Man in motion for Darnold. He's going to play action, roll to his left, and Darnold going to throw for Jordan Addison. He's going to leap up to get this one, and Addison, can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get taken down, but within the 10, that's a 79-yarder. And Darnold going to hand it off to the former Packer, Aaron Jones. He's got the 10-yard touchdown. Going to make it 13-0 because, unfortunately, Will Rayshard's extra point doinks off the left upright. Next drive for the Giants, 2nd and 6. Jones going to get taken down by Ivan Pace Jr., so they'd be forced to punt. In the second quarter, Will Rayshard makes the redemption as he doinks it in on a 53-yarder. 16-0 Vikings. Next drive, Jones going to throw for Darius Slayton for the touchdown, 16-7. Vikings still have the lead. Darnold going to drop back on the next drive, and who's he going to look and find? Who else? It's Justin Jefferson. Jefferson was a bit of a worry going into the season. Would the Vikings sign him again? And they did. They extended him. They drive down the field, and Darnold going to hand this one off to Aaron Jones for the 2-yard punch-in, 23-7 Vikings. Next drive for the Giants. Jones going to throw for his rookie Malik Neighbors. Instead, he finds Cameron Bynum, who intercepts this one and takes this back 13 yards. Very next play, Darnold in shotgun formation, going to look for Johnny Munt in the right side, but unfortunately underthrows him, and that's going to be a touchback by Adoree Jackson, the interception. Jones going to run forward on the next drive. He's going to get sacked by Ivan Pace Jr. again for a 2-yarder. They drive down the field. Graham Gano tries for a 63-yarder, but he's wide left on that one. And to end the first half, Sam Darnold going to throw this one for Justin Jefferson. And Jefferson, he is going to take this one to the 12-yard line. But that's going to be a 43-yarder. Third quarter, Jones going to play action. Roll to his right. Going to throw this one for Darius Slayton, who leaps up for the catch. And Slayton going to take this one to about the 10-yard line. That's a first down. A couple plays later, Jones going to play action, roll to his left. Unfortunately, defense was waiting for him. Shaquille Griffin with the sack, sending him back 11 yards. Oh, still, Graham Gano going to put points on the board. A 39-yard field goal makes it 23-10. Next drive for the Vikings. Sam Darnold looking, waiting patiently. All kinds of time. throws it to his right. It's a deep ball for Jordan Addison, who has to dive for it, but he gets the touchdown, a 70-yarder. 30-10 Vikings. Next drive, Jones dropping back, looking and throwing for Wan'Dale Robinson. This time he connects with him, and this one's going to be a 47-yarder. Very next play, Giants have men in motion. Jones going to play action, roll to his left. Going to throw for Darius Slayton, who's got the touchdown. It's 30-17. The Giants are starting to come back, maybe. On the next drive for the Vikings, though, Darnold going to connect with Jordan Addison for a 21-yard touchdown. It's 37-17. Fourth quarter, Giants need quite a bit of help. Jones going to run forward. He's going to run into a lineman. He's going to try and push through, but Blake Cashman sends him back 1 yard. Fourth down. Giants need to make this one a conversion. Devin Singletary going to take the handoff, and he's going to get the first down and more. Giants need to rely on him for the running game since they lost Saquon Barkley in the offseason. They drive down the field, and Devin Singletary says, "You don't need Saquon. I got the 2-yard punch in." 37-24. And so in kickoff is a fumble recovered by the Giants. Couldn't quite see who it was. Very next play, Jones going to get wrapped up and taken down by Josh Metellus. If he didn't take him down, that could have been a score. So Jones going to play action and roll to his left on the very next play. Throw for rookie wide receiver Malik Neighbors for the touchdown. Makes it 37-31. On the ensuing drive, the first play, Sam Darnold going to roll to his right. Throw is for Justin Jefferson. Jefferson going to take this one into Giants territory for a 41-yard reception. A couple plays later, Darnold going to play action. Roll to his right. Going to get wrapped up, though, by Bobby Okereke. Send him back 4 yards. A couple plays later, Darnold going to try and run forward again. This time going to get wrapped up by Micah McFadden. So that means Will Richard going to have to put some points on the board. Going to doink it off the right upright for a 42-yard field goal. Makes it 40-31. Giants need some help. Jones going to look impatiently, throw to his right for Wan'Dale Robinson. And Robinson, can he? Could he? Will he? He will. It's 40-38. They got to get the onside kick, though. Gano, he cannot get the onside kick. Justin Jefferson there for it. 40-38. Vikings get the victory. They go to 1-0 and take on San Francisco next week. Meanwhile, the Giants drop to 0-1. And they have to head to Washington. Now from New York to LA as the Chargers host the Raiders. First quarter, Herbert going to try and run forward, trying to break through the lineman, but unfortunately Nate Hobbs gets them for a 5-yard sack. They'd be forced to punt. Raiders next, first drive. Gardner Minshew going to throw to his left for Devontae Adams for the touchdown. 7-0 Raiders. But the Chargers on their next drive would drive down the field, and Herbert going to look and throw for Josh Palmer. In the end zone he goes for the touchdown. Ties this game up at 7. On the next drive for the Raiders, man in motion, Gardner Minshew going to look and throw for Devontae Adams. And Adams going to take this one deep into Charger territory for a 50-yard pass there. Very next play, though, Minshew in shotgun formation going to try and run forward, going to get a better look. But Jasir Taylor is there to take him down for a loss of 2. A couple plays later, Minshew going to try and run forward, going to try and break free, but he can't. Denzel Perryman gets him for a 2-yard loss. Very next play, Minshew in the second quarter, throw for Devontae Adams. He leaps up for the touchdown. It's a 20-yarder. Makes it 14-7 Raiders. Very next drive, though, J.K. Dobbins gets the run for a touchdown. Ties this up at 14. Ensuing kickoff, Tyreek McAllister going to get past the 30, and he is going to be hurt. That is not good for the Raiders special teams. So that means Alexander Madison is the next man up on returns. Very next play, Minshew dropping back, running forward now. He's going to get sacked from behind. It's going to get picked up. That looked like Thayer Munford. That sets up good field position for the Chargers. Going to be a connection there from Herbert to Chark. DJ Chark for the touchdown. It's 21-14. On the ensuing kickoff, Alexander Madison. He's going to take this one past the 30. He's going to get past the 40. He's going to get past the 50, and he fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Denzel Perryman of the Chargers. A a 14-yard recovery. So the Chargers, they get some good field position. A couple plays later, a throw there for Josh Palmer to end the first half. Makes it 28-14. Third quarter, first drive for Las Vegas. Minshew going to get taken down from behind by Joey Bosa for the 2-yard loss. They'd be forced to punt. Next Chargers drive, Herbert going to look and throw to his right for Hayden Hurst, who leaps up to get this one, but the defense able to catch up to him for a 40-yard catch, though. Nice job. Herbert going to drop back. Going to try and run forward then, but Christian Wilkins there to sack him for 7 yards. But they drive down the field a little bit more, and Herbert going to hand it in for J.K. Dobbins for a touchdown. 35-14. First play of the ensuing drive. Minshew going to try and run forward, but taken out from behind by Jazir Taylor for a 3-yard loss. They'd be forced to punt. Chargers drive down the field. Herbert going to throw this one off to the lad, McConkey. He gets the touchdown. It's 42-14. Ensuing drive for the Raiders. Minshew dropping back, looking, going to run forward, but he gets taken down by Denzel Perryman. That's how we end the third quarter. They'd be forced to punt. Chargers drive, fourth quarter. Throw for J.K. Dobbins is wrapped up, but he fumbles the ball, and Christian Wilkins going to take this one back. A 14-yard fumble recovery. Very next play, though, Minshew dropping back. Defensive line breaks through. Denzel Perryman gets the sack for a loss of 9. Very next play, Minshew going to throw this one for Michael Mayer, but unfortunately it's Derwin James with the interception. Starts to drive down the field, and Herbert going to look, wait, all kinds of time. Throw is for Josh Palmer for the touchdown. It's 49-14 Los Angeles. Well, it's garbage time now, but the Raiders got to play for pride against their division rivals. Minshew going to try and run forward, but Joey Bosa gets to him and sacks him for 2 yards. A couple plays later, Minshew going to toss this one for Zamir White, and Zamir White going to break a tackle and more. He's going to make this one a 36-yard touchdown, but unfortunately does not matter. 49-21, the Chargers come away with a pretty good victory. They go to 1-0 and head to Carolina next week. Meanwhile, the Raiders drop to 0-1, and their next opponent, I do not envy them. It's the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Now for what used to be an AFC West rivalry, the Broncos in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. First quarter, Geno Smith tosses to a leaping DK Metcalf for a 13-yard touchdown pass, makes it 7-0. On the first drive for the Broncos, rookie quarterback Bo Nix going to throw for Josh Reynolds. And Reynolds going to take this one into deep Seahawks territory for a 53-yarder. A couple plays later, Nix going to toss this one for Javonte Williams. Williams going to take this one. He's going to fumble it, but he fumbles it out of bounds. So that'll help to set up this Will Lutz 37-yard field goal to make it 7-3 Seahawks. First play of the ensuing drive. Geno Smith in shotgun formation. Going to throw this one to the right for the very tall and very good DK Metcalf, who's going to take this one to about the 29-yard line on the 42-yard pass. A couple plays later, Smith dropping back and running out of time as Alex Singleton gets to him for the 11-yard sack. Very next play, Smith with men in motion on a 3rd and 16. Looking, waiting, all sorts of time to throw it to DK Metcalf is in the end zone for the touchdown. 14-3 Seattle. On the next drive for the Broncos, Bo Nix looking and waiting. Going to throw this one for Marvin Mims Jr. to the left. That's a touchdown on the leap. It's 14-10 Seahawks. A couple plays later, Smith in shotgun formation, looking patiently, throwing it to DK Metcalf, who's got a 50-yarder into the red zone. Very next play, Smith says, you know what? I'll do it again. Throws for DK Metcalf is in the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. That's how we end the first quarter. Second quarter. First play of the ensuing drive. Byron Murphy gets to Bo Nix for the sack. Sends him back 6 yards. A couple plays later, Nix going to get sacked again, this time by Tyrell Dodson for a 10-yard loss. They'd be forced to punt. Seahawks. Smith going to hand this one off to Kenneth Walker III. And Walker, no one going to get him taken down. It's a 35-yard touchdown, 28-10 Seattle. Next drive for the Broncos. Williams going to get the handoff, and he is going to take this one past the first down, past the 50-yard line, and he is going to fumble the ball. And it's going to get picked up by Boye Mafe, who's going to take it back the other way. On the Seahawks drive with the good field position they get, Smith going to try and run forward, but Cody Barton going to get the 10-yard sack. A couple plays later, though, Smith hands it off to Walker, punches it in for a touchdown, 35-10 Seattle. Next drive for Denver. Nix dropping back. Going to throw this one for Cortland Sutton, but unfortunately he doesn't find Cortland Sutton. He finds Tariq Woolen with the pickoff. Seahawks will drive down the field, and Smith going to throw for Jackson Smith and Jigba for the touchdown, 42-10. Third quarter, Marvin Mims Jr. going to take this one out and take it to about the 33-ish, and unfortunately he is going to be injured. So that means Troy Franklin going to come in at wide receiver 1, and Jaleel McLaughlin going to come in at return man. The Broncos unable to do anything with Mims' sacrifice. They'd be forced to punt, but Patrick Surtain going to intercept Geno Smith's pass for Kenneth Walker. That'll help to set up a good play for the Broncos, right? Well, Leonard Williams says not so fast. Sacks him back 5 yards. They'd be forced to punt. Geno Smith looking and throwing for DK Metcalf with the touchdown, 49-10 Seattle. First play of the ensuing drive, the Broncos. Nick's got a man in motion, dropping back, but the defense breaks through. Leonard Williams with the 8-yard sack. Fourth quarter, Broncos have driven down the field. Nick's going to throw for Cortland Sutton in the corner of the end zone, makes it a touchdown. It's 49-17. The Seahawks will drive down the field as well. Smith looking, throwing for Tyler Lockett to his left. We haven't called his name yet today. That's a touchdown. It's 56-17 Seattle. But the Broncos not out of this one yet, they say. Throw is for Josh Reynolds for the touchdown, 56-24. But Seattle says, anything you can do, we can do better. Hand off to Kenneth Walker, 63-24 Seattle. Ensuing drive, Bo Nix on fourth down. Play action, dropping back, throws for Cortland Sutton over the middle. He's got him for the first down and more, a 23-yarder. On the very next play, it's essentially garbage time. So Nix just going to get some reps in. Throws for Adam Troutman, and he is picked off. It's Devin Witherspoon who steps that route bounds right away. Seattle with a dominant victory, 63-24 over the rookie QB and his fellow Broncos. Seattle gets New England next week in Foxborough. Denver dropping to 0-1. They got to take on Pittsburgh. One team a lot of people were worried about this offseason were the Cowboys. They didn't really do much, and they had some drama with contracts. But they got those contracts eventually, and now they get to take on Cleveland. First quarter, this throw for Amari Cooper by Deshaun Watson is picked off by Donovan Wilson, who's going to take it back the other way. A couple of plays later, Prescott on the first drive for Dallas, going to look and throw to his left for CeeDee Lamb. Both of these guys got good contract extensions in the offseason. That's a 58-yard touchdown. It's 7-0 Dallas. The Browns would drive down the field, and Dustin Hopkins going to make a 61-yarder. Doinks off the left upright. It's good. It's 7-3. Cowboys still have the lead, though, on the next drive. Prescott in shotgun formation, going to try and run forward, but Dalvin Tomlinson there to sack him 7 yards. They'd punt, but Cleveland would punt it right back. Next drive, Prescott looking all kinds of time. Throw is for CeeDee Lamb, and Lamb going to take this one all the way into the red zone, but he's not able to score. He gets wrapped up from behind just outside of it. That's all right. Going to hand it off to a familiar face, Ezekiel Elliott. Going to get the touchdown. Makes it 14-3 Cowboys. Second quarter, Deshaun Watson, after having driven down the field with the Browns, throws for Amari Cooper. This time they connect. It's 14-10. Dallas would punt on their next drive, so Cleveland would drive down the field, and Watson going to run forward. All sorts of time. Dallas doesn't get to him. Amari Cooper with another touchdown catch. It's 17-14 Browns. On the next drive, Prescott dropping back, looking, waiting, throwing to his left for CeeDee Lamb is in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. However, to end the third quarter, Dustin Hopkins is going to sail this one in from 22 yards out. It's 21-20 Dallas. Third quarter, Prescott going to toss to Elliott, and Elliott going to fumble the ball. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Ward's got room to run and more. It's 27-yard fumble recovery. Very next play, Watson in shotgun formation, going to try and run forward, but Micah Parsons gets to him for the sack. Right after that, though, Watson going to hand this one off. No, play action roll to his right, and he's going to throw for the new acquisition of the Browns, Jerry Jeudy, whose former team we just saw. It's 27-21 Cleveland. Dallas, Myles Garrett going to get to Dak Prescott for a loss of 10, but they keep driving down the field. And Prescott going to play action. Going to throw this one for Brandon Cooks, and it's picked off by Grant Delpit, the safety, who takes it back 10 yards. Cleveland would drive down the field. Watson going to hand this one off to Jerome Ford. They don't have Nick Chubb, so Ford's going to have to take the reps at running back. That's a touchdown, makes it 34-21 Cleveland. On the ensuing drive for Dallas, Prescott going to throw this one for Jake Ferguson, but it's picked off by Grant Delpit. And Grant Delpit going to set up a red zone offense for Cleveland. Very next play, though, Watson going to try and look for somebody, but Damone Clark gets to him for a 10-yard sack. A couple plays later, Watson going to try and run forward, but this time Micah Parsons gets to him, so that means Dustin Hopkins has to add the points onto the board. 35-yard field goal nearly blocked, but it goes through. 37-21 Cleveland. On the ensuing kickoff, Kavontae Turpin. He's got to set up good field position if the Cowboys want to get into this game again, and he's going to take this one 47 yards. Dallas would drive down the field some more, and Prescott going to try and run forward, but Greg Newsome takes him down before he can. The defense was waiting for him. Very next play, though, Prescott looking, waiting, all kinds of time, throw for CeeDee Lamb for the touchdown. It's 37-28. Browns would drive down the field, but Dustin Hopkins' 37-yard field goal is going to doink off the left upright. It's still 37-28. Dallas still has a chance. Prescott with less than 2 minutes to go, looking for Brandon Cooks over the middle, incomplete. That was fourth down too, so that's a turnover on downs. Very next play, Watson going to hand this one off to Jerome Ford, and Ford going to fumble this one out of bounds. A couple plays later, Ford going to make up for the fumble, even though he did safely make it a fumble out of bounds, for a touchdown, makes it 44-28. So Dallas, they're out of this, but they want to at least add some points for their own pride. Throw for CeeDee Lamb. It's a nice looking throw. It's a 43-yarder, but it does not matter. The Cleveland Browns get the upset, 44-28. They go to 1-0, and they head down to Jacksonville next week. Meanwhile, Dallas drops to 0-1, and they got to take on the Saints. So with the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys all losing this week, that leaves Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders as they head down to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers. First quarter, Daniels trying to throw for Terry McLaurin. Instead, he finds Jamel Dean of the Buccaneers, who takes it back 4 yards. First drive for the Buccaneers, Mayfield in shotgun formation, all kinds of time. He's going to connect with his rookie, Jalen McMillan. And McMillan going to take this one into Commanders territory after dodging a few tackles before he's taken down after a 45-yard catch. They drive down the field, and Mayfield going to toss it to Rachaad White, who punches in from 2 yards out. 7-0 Tampa Bay. Commanders would be forced to punt, so Buccaneers on their next drive. Mayfield going to throw to his left for Chris Godwin, who's got this one and nothing but daylight. That's a touchdown. Tampa Bay, 14-0 Buccaneers. Ensuing Commanders drive. Eckler going to take this one, and he's going to get wrapped up, and he's going to fumble it right into the arms of Jamel Dean yet again for the Buccaneers defense. Second quarter. First play of the second quarter, actually. Mayfield going to try and run forward. Breaks past some of the defenders, but Bobby Wagner gets them for a 5-yard loss. That means Chase McLaughlin has to put the points on with his leg. A 41-yard field goal, 17-0 Tampa Bay. On the next drive for Washington, Daniels going to hook up with Olamide Zaccheaus for his first touchdown of his career. It's 17-7. On the next drive, a throw for Jalen McMillan is picked off by Benjamin St. Juste. So that'll give the Commanders good field position. Cade York going to kick this one in from 52 yards out. It's 17-10. A couple plays into the Buccaneers' next drive. Mayfield going to try and run forward with this one, but he's going to get taken down by Frankie Louver for a 3-yard loss. A couple plays after that, Mayfield going to try and run forward. This time it's Jonathan Allen. Very next play, Mayfield in shotgun formation, going to try and run forward. Frankie Louvu, though, gets to him again. Third quarter now. Mayfield going to toss this one to Rachaad White, and White going to take this one all the way to the 34 before he fumbles, and it's Jonathan Allen who's going to pick this one up. Jonathan Allen going to take this one into the red zone. That'll set up a good field position for the Commanders. Daniels going to throw over the middle for Zach Ertz, who's got the touchdown. We're tied up at 17. Ensuing drive for Tampa Bay. Mayfield going to try and run forward, but he's going to get sacked by Daron Payne. Sends him back. A couple of plays later, though, Mayfield in Commanders territory. Throw is for Mike Evans, who dives for the touchdown. It's 24-17 Buccaneers. Next drive for Washington. Toss for Brian Robinson. Robinson going to break a tackle. Robinson going to keep on going. He's going to take this one 37 yards into Tampa Bay territory before he's taken down. Commanders wouldn't be able to do anything. They'd be forced to punt. On the ensuing drive in Commanders territory, Bobby Wagner gets to Baker Mayfield. Very next play, though, Mayfield not very worried at all. Going to throw it over the middle for Jalen McMillan, who dives for this one, and he is going to take this one for a score. It's 31-17 Buccaneers. Into the third quarter. And play action by Daniels. Going to throw for Brian Robinson over the middle. Brian Robinson! He's going to take this one all the way to the 33 it looked like, actually. Sorry. In the fourth quarter, Kalijah Cansey gets to Jaden Daniels. Very next play, though, Daniels going to look and throw for Austin Eckler to his right. And he's got the touchdown, 31-24. Buccaneers still have the lead. On the next drive for Tampa Bay, Mayfield going to try and run forward with it, but he's wrapped up and taken down by Clelin Ferrell. Sends him back 4 yards. So that means Chase McLaughlin's got to kick the field goal. Buccaneers now go up by 10. On the next drive for Washington, Daniels looking, throwing for Austin Eckler to his right. Eckler going to take this one into the 44-yard line. Jamel Dean. I spoke too soon there, folks. I apologize. And Dean's going to take this one close to the red zone. A couple plays after that. Mayfield, all kinds of time. Throws to his right from Mike Evans. He's got the touchdown. It's 41-24 Buccaneers. On the ensuing Commanders drive, Daniels dropping back. Looking, got to find somebody. Throwing for Zach Ertz over the middle. And Ertz going to take this one pretty dang far. Gets it to about the 41. And that was a fourth down conversion, too. A couple plays later, though, Levante David going to get the sack on Jaden Daniels. They keep driving. This one's mostly just for pride. Daniels going to play action, going to throw over the middle for Olamide Zaccheaus, but unable to commit the fourth down conversion. Tampa Bay with the victory, 41-24. They go to 1-0. Washington goes to 0-1. So nobody in the NFC East gets a win this week, as the Commanders will have to take on the Giants. And Tampa Bay, meanwhile, they take on the Lions. How'd they do this week? Well, they played the Rams in what was expected to be a good game. First quarter, Matthew Stafford going to get wrapped up before getting taken down by Aiden Hutchinson for a loss of 9 yards. Rams would be forced to punt. On the Lions' first drive, Goff looking, going to throw to his right for Amon-Ra St. Brown for the touchdown, 7-0 Lions. First play of the ensuing drive, Stafford dropping back, going to try and run forward with it, but Marcus Davenport going to get the sack, sending him back 5 yards. They'd be forced to punt. On the ensuing punt return, though, however, Khalif Raymond, it's going to be injured. Craig Reynolds is going to have to come in as the return man on punts. Second quarter, Goff with man in motion, looking, going to throw for Samuel Laporta, but he overthrows him. That's Darius Williams he finds instead. Takes it back 10 yards the other way. Very next play, though, Stafford looking, going to try and run forward to get a better view, but Amik Robinson takes him down for a 4-yard loss. A couple plays later, Stafford dropping back, looking, got plenty of open men, going to throw over the middle for Cooper. Kupp has got the touchdown. We're tied up at 7 here. Ensuing Lions drive. Goff got plenty of time and weapons of his own. Going to throw this one to his left for Jameson Williams. Williams, can he? No, he can't. But he gets taken down to about the 10 for a 64-yard pass. That'll help set up a 1-yard touchdown run by Jahmyr Gibbs, 14-7. Next Rams drive. Williams going to get the handoff. He's going to get the first down and more. Kyron Williams, the 35-yarder, gets to about the 30. A couple of plays later, though, unable to convert a touchdown, so Joshua Carty got to kick the 39-yard field goal. It's 14-10. Ensuing kickoff. Craig Reynolds going to get this one, and he's going to take this one to the 30 and to the 33. They drive down the field. Not able to score a touchdown, but they can at least get a field goal off. This is 17-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Blake Corum with the decorum as he breaks a tackle and keeps on going. He gets into Lions territory. He's taken down at the 47, and he's hurt. Oh, that is real unfortunate for him. After such a great return there, Ronnie Rivers going to have to come in to replace him. To end the first half, Joshua Carty going to kick this one in for 52 yards out. It's 17-13 Lions. On the first drive for the Rams in the second half, Darius Williams is going to get the toss, and he's going to take this one into Lions territory. A 41-yard run. That looks pretty good. A couple plays later, Stafford with men in motion, dropping back. Offensive line giving him plenty of protection. Got to throw to his left for Puka Nacua, who was the breakout rookie last year. He's got the touchdown. It's 20-17 Los Angeles. Goff going to play action, roll to his right. Throw for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Can he score on the touchdown here? No, the Rams defense too fast. He gets caught up on. But Jahmyr Gibbs going to punch it in from 2 yards out. Makes it 24-20 Detroit. Next Rams drive, though. Stafford. Plenty of time. That offense is protecting him. And even when under pressure, throwing to his right for Cooper Kupp, who leaps up for this one. He is gone. There is no one anywhere close to him on Detroit. That's a touchdown. Makes it 27-24. Rams have the lead. Play action by Goff. Rolling to his right. Who's he looking for? Amon-Ra St. Brown. And this time he's in the end zone for the touchdown. 31-27. Fourth quarter. We got a real good game here, folks. Stafford going to throw to his left for Puka Nacua for the touchdown. It's 34-31. Next drive for the Lions. Goff, play action, roll to his right. Almost gets sacked, but he gets it off in time for Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's got a 55-yarder. You know Amon-Ra St. Brown's good for that. Gonna hand this one off to Jahmyr Gibbs a couple plays later, and he's got the touchdown. But it's gonna be 37-34 because rookie Bates' kick is blocked by the Rams defense. So the Rams, they just need a field goal to tie and a touchdown to win. By the first play of the ensuing drive, Alan McNeil gets to Matthew Stafford, but they keep driving down the field. Stafford gonna hand this one off to Williams. He's got the touchdown. It's 41-37. Detroit, less than 2 minutes to go. They're down by 4. They need a touchdown. First play of the drive, they're gonna hand it off to Gibbs. He gets some good yardage. Second play, gonna play action, roll to his right. Who's Goff looking for? You know exactly who he's looking for if he's doing this. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Can he? Could he? Will he? He won't, but he'll get into real good position for Detroit. First and goal. Goff, play action, roll to his right. St. Brown's covered, though. Who's he looking for? It looks like Williams, but he can't get it to him, so it's incomplete. It's deflected, thankfully, rather than picked off. Second and goal. Hand off to Gibbs. Gibbs gonna break the tackles. No! He's down at the 1. Third and goal. Hand off to Gibbs again. This time he scores for the touchdown. The Lions at the last second. 44-41 in what might be one of the best games this year. And it just started. They get to 1-0. And like we said, they take on Tampa Bay in our game of the week next week, which comes on Thursday. The Rams, they put up one heck of a fight. They dropped to 0-1, and next week they take on Arizona. Oh boy, that was exciting. Well, we started off this show talking about the AFC champs and the Chiefs. Now we look at the NFC champs, the 49ers. First quarter, Rodgers going to try and run forward with it, but he's taken down by Devondre Campbell and sacked. They'd be forced to punt on the ensuing kick return. It's Jacob Cowing who's going to take this one to the 45, but he fumbles. It's picked up by Mike Williams, and Mike Williams, can he? Could he? Will he? He's got Cowing to beat, and he will. It's a 45-yard scoop and score, makes it 7-0. But when the offense actually comes out on the field, Purdy going to throw for Deebo Samuel for the touchdown. It's tied up at 7 on the ensuing kickoff. Xavier Gibson going to get taken down after only a 9-yard return. He is injured. So Alan Lazard going to come in at wide receiver number 1, while Braylon Allen comes in a kick and punt returns. They'd be forced to punt, unfortunately. 49ers next drive. Christian McCaffrey. Can he? Could he? Will he? No, he will not. He's going to get stopped just short. But that is still a 65-yard run. Play action by Purdy a couple plays later. Throw for Brandon Ayuk for a touchdown. 14-7 49ers. Second quarter. Toss for Breece Hall. He's going to fumble it. It's going to bounce around. Got to get picked up by somebody. And that somebody is Talanoa Hufanga of the 49ers. So on the drive for the 49ers, Purdy going to get it off just in time. Throw for George Kittle, but unfortunately going to get picked off by Chuck Clark. He's going to take it back 4 yards. A couple plays into the drive. Aaron Rodgers is going to try and run forward with it himself. He does. Tries to throw for Alan Lazard, but Talanoa Hufanga's there for the interception. Very next play. A throw for George Kittle over the middle. He gets it, but he fumbles the ball. It's going to bounce around, and it's going to get covered by Sauce Gardner. He's going to take it 3 yards. Very next play, Rodgers, plenty of time, looking and throwing for Mike Williams to his right, who has nothing but daylight ahead of him for the touchdown. It's tied up at 14 on the ensuing kickoff. Isaac Guerendo going to dodge and weave and break a tackle and keep on going. He's going to take this one 33 yards, set up good field position for the 49ers. Very next play, Brock Purdy going to throw to his left for Deebo Samuel, and Deebo Samuel, can he, could he, will he? He will not, but he gets into first and goal territory. That'll help set up Christian McCaffrey punching in for a touchdown. It's 21-14 49ers. On the ensuing Jets drive, Rodgers going to toss this one for Breece Hall. And Breece Hall going to try and give some good field position for the Jets, if not score. He's not going to score. He's going to get taken down at about the 26. But that's still plenty of yardage for Breece Hall on a 47-yard run. A couple plays later, Rodgers looking for Allen Lazard over the middle, gets the touchdown. We're tied up at 21 here in San Francisco. End of the first half, though. A throw for Brandon Ayuk. Could Brandon Ayuk, who had a lot of drama this offseason, score? No. Third quarter, though, the 49ers going to pick up right where they left off to end the first half to start the second half. And Brandon Ayuk, he's going to take this one to the red zone, but he gets a 53-yarder. A couple plays later, though, Jake Moody has to score since the 49ers unfortunately can't get the touchdown. It's 24-21 San Francisco. On the ensuing kickoff return, Braylon Allen dodging and weaving and breaking a tackle right there, as you saw. Almost broke a second one. They have to drive down the field. Greg Zuerlein has to kick the field goal. A 34-yarder ties this game up at 24. The 49ers would drive down the field very easily, and Purdy going to look and throw for Brandon Ayuk for the touchdown. It's 31-24 49ers. Into the Jets drive. The throw for Allen Lazard is picked off by Jair Brown. Very next play to start the fourth quarter. Brock Purdy waiting patiently, looking and throwing over the middle for George Kittle. And Kittle, this time, he's got the touchdown. 38-24 49ers. Ensuing Jets drive. Rodgers trying to run forward. Going to get taken down by Leonard Floyd for the 4-yard sack. Very next play, Rodgers going to get sacked again by Fred Warner this time. So we're on 4th and 23. Rodgers going to toss this one from Breece Hall, who gets taken down almost immediately after crossing the line of scrimmage. So 49ers with great field position. Purdy waiting patiently. Going to throw this one for George Kittle. And it's a touchdown. That makes it 45-24. First play of the ensuing drive. Hall going to get the fumble. And it's De'Mondre Lennar who's got the touchdown on the 24-yard scoop and score. It's 52-24. On the ensuing kickoff return, though, Braylon Allen, he's going to take this one 28 yards, and now he's injured. That is real unfortunate for the Jets special teams. So Isaiah Davis will come in to return for kicks and punts. On the drive that follows that kickoff, a handoff from Rodgers to Breece Hall, and Breece Hall going to run up the middle, going to get into 49ers territory before he's taken down at about the 43. That's a 33-yard run. Very next play, Hall going to take this one yet again. He's going to get within the 30. He's going to bounce around for a fumble. Got recovered by somebody. Couldn't quite tell who that was, but hey, it saves the Jets' drive. Very next play, a throw for Allen Lazard is intercepted by De'Mondre Lenoir. He's going to take this one back 17 yards the other way. So this one is basically done. The 49ers would punt, but Javon Hargrave going to get to Aaron Rodgers for an 8-yard sack. 4th and 5. Jets just playing for pride, especially Aaron Rodgers at this point. But Rodgers, he's going to look and find Garrett Wilson leaping catch on this one. But of course, does not matter. 52-31. The 49ers come away with the victory here. They're going to go to 1-0. Meanwhile, the Jets drop to 0-1. Both these teams on the road next week. The Jets in Tennessee, the 49ers in Minnesota. And with that, Week 1 is in the books. But before we sign off, we of course got some things we got to wrap up. First and foremost, of course, is our Player of the Week. We're going to go with one Player of the Week each week this year, rather than going with 4 of them. And this week's Player of the Week, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised. It's Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar was 15 for 18. That's completing over 80% of his passes. He had a QB rating of 140. Threw for 347 yards with 5 touchdowns, and even ran for a touchdown after also running 103 yards altogether this week in the dominant statement win the Ravens had over the Chiefs. And that's going to do it for us for this week. A reminder that on Thursday we will have our Week 2 game of the week between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions at Ford Field in Detroit. And of course, join us back here next week for our Week 2 Tecmo Rewind. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying good night, everybody!